Hello everybody, today we're going to be taking a look at a scenario where civilization starts over. Now, after last episode, I decided to be a big, stupid, dumb idiot boy, and I decided not to save the map. So, I had to redo the map. If countries don't look exactly like they did, I'm sorry about that, but I can't really do anything about it because, the map was, deleted. Also, it seems like I did capitals on the wrong layer. That's so fun. Alright, so the capitals are on the right layer now. But, anyways, going back to last episode, we saw some interesting events happen. We saw a war between the purple and the orange teams over Cornwall. The orange team won. Up in northern Scotland, a new nation declared independence. We saw Scandinavia being completely filled in. We saw this Russian country form, this dark red team form, and we saw the Anatolian Wars with the creation of the first alliance being the Square Alliance, which I do have to add to this map. Hold on. Alright, so there we go. And we saw the formation of three African countries being Sudan, this beige Ethiopian country, and then this dark gold kind of Kenyan team. And we saw a lot of expanding and exploring in that episode, but in today's video, we're going to look at more of that, and we might look at some wars, forming of more alliances, and maybe even some unifications in this episode. So let's go ahead and start over here in Russia. This kind of dark green team has been expanding, especially over here to the west to get more contact with the outside world. The dark brown team also does this, and eventually they meet up in southern Belarus or central Belarus. I'm not really sure. But now this Russian country has access to the outside world and of course the trade routes. Well, I will update those trade routes soon. Just gotta wait. Coming over here to Arabia, we're gonna go ahead and see that this is about to get filled in. As more and more explorers are going down the coast, eventually they meet up in the southern Arabian coast. And I know in reality it would take a long time, but for the simplicity of the scenario, it will take a shorter amount of time. However, it still will take long, and we'll probably get this filled in by the end of the episode if I don't make it look weird. Coming over here to this Algerian green country, they were one of the first countries on this earth, and they were about to erupt in a civil war. Now, if you remember, there used to be the blue team used to occupy this land. This blue team used to have a lot of this land, and this green team, and the green team isn't wanting to let go of it. There's a lot of instability, not necessarily funded by the blue team, but maybe they are. Who knows? And lots of rebels over here in this southern Moroccan area start to rebel against their Green Team overlords. And rebels over here in Tunisia do the same thing. And eventually they take pretty much all of what is modern day Tunisia. Now the Green Team isn't going to let this slide. They're especially going to push back over here in the Tunisian area as this is a very valuable piece of land. However, it is just not going as well over here in Morocco as they are getting pushed all the way back and eventually just reduced to the coastal areas. The blue team is actually going to go ahead and land in the green team and take a small amount of land that looks like this, cutting the red team off. But from here, the red team will take not all of that. They will take this portion of the green team, and then we'll cut the blue team off from expanding anymore. And it is really not looking good for the green team, as the rebels in Tunisia are getting more strength and more power. And eventually the green team will offer peace to these rebellions. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And taking a look at this peace treaty, we can see that there are now, the green team has been significantly reduced only to Algeria. And let's just start over here. So a new red country in Morocco has gained independence, and they are pretty strong. Then we just go ahead and see the blue team. They have a little city over here in the Moroccan area, and yeah, this is their exclave. Then we have the main green team, and then of course we have this new Tunisian country Let's go ahead and add capitals for these countries. The Red Moroccan country will have their capital on the trade route, and the Tunisian country will also have their capital on a trade route being right here. And this is now our new North African map. Coming over here to the Moldova area, we see that the Green Team has been expanding a lot into Moldova and this area of Ukraine. They have been on their expansionist route recently, and that doesn't look like they will stop. They more so go inland because they don't want to they don't want to annoy the red country too much. However, the lime country is stronger than the red country, but who knows how long that will last for. As the red country just sweeps in and takes the rest of this land bordering the lime team. Two countries pop up in the Caucasus region, that being a tier 1 in Georgia slash southern Russia, and then a Azerbaijan one. These countries are not really affiliated with each other. In fact, they're more so tribes instead of actual countries. They don't have any capital cities or cities in general. They just have some minor settlements. But other than that, that's about it for these countries. Coming over to Iberia, this place hasn't had any wars since that Big Blue War, the Big Blue Gangbang Coalition, and not there wasn't. I probably should have continued that. But the Yellow Country is they're expansionist, and they're gonna go ahead and declare war on this Lime Country up here, and they start absolutely destroying it, taking this whole eastern part over here. However, once what is our military doing? We just got pushed back by a small country, and we're one of the top strongest countries in the world. So the military is going to try to give themselves a name by reorganizing themselves and pushing back on this front line. But after Lime Team troops entered Yellow territory and started pushing into the Yellow Team's territory, and after even pushing back on this front line, the citizens of the Yellow Country rebel away from the Yellow Team, and they start gaining ground immediately, even taking a couple of major cities along with them, as the population is just in unrest. The their military is not doing well on this front line. I mean, just look at it. And that's when the pink country over here in Sicily, or well, their capital's in Sicily, they make a landing over here in the yellow team to kind of just take a bunch of land. I mean, the yellow team is falling. You might as well just take as much land as you possibly can. And grudges are obviously held still, and the purple team will also invade the yellow country. The lime team will kick the yellow country out of yellow territory, out of lime territory, sorry about that. But we can't forget the strongest country in the world, the red team, has to, of course, get on this, and they just start completely decimating the yellow team. Like, it is not even fair. Their military is pretty much non-existent at this point. Like, even other countries like the brown and the white teams see their opportunity into this war, and they start taking a lot of land. And after the red team captures the capital of the yellow country, the yellow country is going to go ahead and surrender to all parties. And let's go ahead and take a look at this peace treaty. So in this peace treaty, the red team is going to get all of this land while the pink team gets this. The purple team is also going to get a large chunk of land. The white and brown teams will get this amount of land. The lime team will get a big chunk of land over here up north. And then the rest of it will be, split like this. The purple team getting some land right here, and then the rest of it will go to this new grayish blue country. And that yellow country that has existed since episode 1 is gone now, and in a pretty gruesome way. They did not give it that what happened to them. I mean, you can see there's gonna be this for probably the rest of the series. I'm not getting rid of that because it's cool, but yeah. And you can say goodbye to that yellow country, because it will not exist for the rest of the series. Actually, never mind, it probably will exist at some point. Just not now. This is a new map of Western Europe. You can see the red team has a pretty good domination over it. But now it's time, I think, we look at some power rankings. So, the strongest country in the world right now is, of course, the red team. They won the war against the yellow team and the blue team, who are their top competitors. And their number one competitor now is the gold team. And the gold team is at second place, um, as they should be. They have been through a little bit, and they invaded a pinkish country right here. They invaded the Dutch team, and I would say they're the second strongest country in the world. The third strongest country is the Brown Italians. Now, if you remember, the Civil War over here kind of plagued them for like 2 episodes, but they have making a comeback, and they're now at number three. Number four would have been the Green African country, but they no longer exist really. I mean, they do, but barely. So I will give this over to the English country right here. They're probably pretty strong. I mean, I don't really know who would be after that, to be honest. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give this to the Egyptian country. They have been flourishing for the past couple years, and the same thing is with the Green Ottoman type country, who will be at number six. Number seven is gonna go ahead and be this purple French country right here. They did lose the war to the orange team, which did bring them down for a little bit. However, they did get a little land from the yellow team over here, and I'm pretty sure they got a city from that. No, they didn't actually. So maybe it's not too much, but it's good enough, I guess. Eight is gonna go ahead and go to this brown team right here. Nine is gonna go to Bulgaria. And 10 is gonna go to this Greek country right here. So that is the power rankings, the top 10 at least. And this is subject to change in the future. You know, it definitely will. But looking away from that, we're gonna be looking at exploring. So this Yemen island right here will be discovered, as well as the rest of Arabia. They just kind of figure, if there's land all around it, there must be land in it, and they were correct. From here, more exploration into Iran, especially the southern region, will happen, and it will almost reach to India. In fact, it reaches to Pakistan, and it does reach to India. However, there's no countries appearing for now, as they're scared of what could happen to them. Maybe there could be some, virus that affects them. Maybe there's a bunch of civilizations flourishing over here. They don't know that, so they're not going to create a country, at least for right now. But they will expand along the Caspian Sea, and they will engulf it, encapsulate all of it. And from here, the green team will take more land on this Anatolian region, as they even meet up with Cyprus and this Cyan country. We do see Cyprus expanding. However, Cyprus is in they're in a dilemma because Egypt's also expanding. So Cyprus has got to get big before they uh they really think of doing anything too powerful. I don't know what I was trying to say here. But anyways, coming over here to Russia, the Russian country will expand. They will expand all the way to this lake right here, which I don't remember the name of. And they're gonna go ahead and split this land right here between themselves, Finland, the pink team, and the brown. So that was definitely biased against the Estonians, but the Finnish will get that, the Estonians will get this, while the Russians get that, and the brown team gets this. And eventually this whole area right here is also being split, which looks something like this if I draw the borders in. And there we go. This red Ukrainian country will expand as well as the Russian team, and they will cut off the brown country from expanding even more. However, the Russians will try to kind of go around the Ukrainians, and that doesn't go well as they wanted it to. However, that's it for expanding over here in Eastern Europe, because we're going to be adding something new, and that is explored waters. Now, I'm not really sure why I didn't do that, but I'm going to do it now. And that looks a little something like this. So we can see all the Mediterranean Sea has been discovered, all of the Black Sea as well, and the Caspian, all of the Persian Gulf, and of course all the areas around Africa that they have expanded around and explored around. Obviously Europe. has a lot of sea exploration. You know, the Baltic Sea, the North Sea up here in England. Now, this water right here is really shallow, so it's not that hard to discover that. However, when it comes to the Atlantic Ocean, it's definitely way more hard, as the ocean tides are way stronger, and you know, all types of ocean stuff happens. Ocean stuff, yeah, ocean stuff. As all types of ocean stuff happens. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and give capitals to the new countries that I've added to this. But anyways, that is gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and you might be wondering, this map looks different. Hey, hey, you wanna know why it looks different? Because this is the third time it's crashed on me. I swear. I don't know if this happens to any other people where Paytime just crashes, but it just crashed on me. I don't know why. It said paintbrush loading 99, and then it just crashed on me. So, yeah, that's why it looks different, and that's why I need to add capitals for some of these countries because, mm, this is a reasonable crash out. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.